Hello friends, welcome to the video. I am Ram Mohan. For the benefit of all the students who are preparing for SSC CGL Tier 1 examination, I will discuss the solutions of the quantitative aptitude section of previous papers. This will help you understand the pattern of the exam and also secure good marks. Now let us start with the 19th October 2014 paper. Let us start with the morning session paper. First question. A plate was sold for Rs 6,300 after giving successive discounts of 12.5% and 10%. Find the market price. Here is the solution. Now we know that if A and B are successive discounts, then the total discount is given by the formula A plus B minus A into B by 100. Now let us substitute the values of 12.5% and 10%. Now we get the total successive discount as 12.5 plus 10 minus 12.5 into 10 by 100, which is equal to 25 by 2 plus 10 minus 25 into 10 by 200, which is equal to 21.25%. Now let us suppose that the market price as P. Now we know that selling price is equal to 100 minus discount percentage into the market price. Therefore, selling price here is equal to 100 minus 21.25 into P, which is equal to 6,300. Therefore, P into 100 minus 21.25 is equal to 6,300. This is equal to 78.75 P is equal to 6,300. Therefore, P is equal to rupees 8,000. This is option number 3. Next question. To attract more visitors, Zoo Authority announced 20% discount on every ticket which costs 25 paise. For this reason, sales increased by 28%. Find the percentage increase in the number of visitors. Now here is the solution. Let us consider that the number of visitors before discount as N. So the sales before discount is equal to 25N. Now it is given that the sales have increased by 28%. So the sales after discount is equal to 100 plus 28 by 100, which is 1.28 into 25N. Now it is also given that a 20% discount is given on each ticket. So cost of each ticket after discount is equal to 25 into 100 minus 20 by 100, which is 0.8 into 25 is equal to 20. Now the number of visitors after discount is equal to sales after discount by cost of each ticket after discount, which is equal to 1.28 into 25N by 20, which is equal to 1.6N. Now the percentage increase in the number of visitors is equal to 1.6N minus N by N into 100, which is equal to 60%. So the answer is option number 3. Next question. Which of the following represents a correct proportion? This question is very simple. All we have to do is check for the most simplified form of the left hand side and the right hand side and see if they are equal. Now let us start with the first option. This 12:9 is equal to 16:12. The left hand side is 12:9. On simplification gives 4 by 3. Similarly, the right hand side is 16:12. The most simplified form of 16 by 12 is 4 by 3. So the first option is itself the answer. Next question. A sphere is cut into two hemispheres. One of them is used as a bowl. It takes 8 bowlfuls of this to fill a conical vessel of height 12 centimeters and radius 6 centimeters. Now what is the radius of the sphere? Now we know that the volume of a conical vessel is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Now height and radius are given, so the volume is 1 by 3 pi into 6 into 6 into 12, which is equal to 144 pi. Now let us consider that the radius of sphere be r centimeters. Now we know the formula for the volume of a hemisphere is 2 by 3 pi r cube. It is given that 8 bowlfuls of this takes to fill a conical vessel. So 8 bowlfuls is equal to 8 into 2 by 3 pi r cube, which is equal to 144 pi. On equating this, we get r cube is equal to 144 into 3 by 8 into 2. On simplification, we get r cube as 27, which is nothing but 3 cube. Therefore, the radius of the sphere is 3 centimeters. The answer is option number 1. Next question. When the perimeter of a circle, a square and an equilateral triangle are same and their areas are C, S and T respectively, which one of the following statements is true? Let us suppose that the radius of circle as x centimeters, side of square as y centimeters and side of triangle as z centimeters. Now we know that perimeter of a circle is 2 pi x, perimeter of the square is 4y and the perimeter of the equilateral triangle is 3z. Now we know that the perimeter of all the three are equal. So we can equate these. 2 pi x is equal to 4y is equal to 3z. Now we can write x and z in terms of y. So x is equal to 2y by pi and z is equal to 4y by 3. Now the area of circle C is given by pi x square, which is equal to pi into 2y by pi whole square, which is equal to 4y square by pi. Now area of square S is equal to y square. Also area of the equilateral triangle T is equal to root 3 by 4 z square, which is equal to root 3 by 4 into 4y by 3 whole square, which is equal to 4 by 3 root 3 y square. Now we can compare C, S and T. Now C, which is 4y square by pi, is clearly greater than y square. Also in T, 4 by 3 root 3 pi y square is definitely less than y square. Therefore, the relation is C greater than S greater than T. The answer is option number 2. Next question. The list price of a shirt is rupees 440 and the customer pays rupees 396 for it. What is the discount rate? We know that the discount is equal to list price minus sale price. List price is nothing but the market price. Therefore, it is equal to 440 minus 396, which is equal to 44. The discount rate is calculated on the list price or the market price. Therefore, discount rate is equal to 44 by 440 into 100, which is equal to 10%. The answer is option number 1. Next question. Nisha bought a number of oranges at 2 for a rupee and an equal number at 3 for a rupee. To make a profit of 20%, she should sell a dozen for. Now let us assume that the total number of oranges bought be 12. It is given that she bought an equal number at 2 for a rupee and an equal number at 3 for a rupee. So let us assume the first half were bought at 2 and the second half were bought at 3 for a rupee. Now the cost of first 6 oranges is rupees 3 and the next 6 oranges, that is the other half, is rupees 2. So the total cost of 12 oranges is equal to 3 plus 2, that is rupees 5. Now it is given that she should make a profit of 20%. So the selling price is equal to 5 into 100 plus 20 by 100, which is 5 into 120 by 100 is equal to rupees 6. So the answer is option number 1. Next question. If A's salary is 50% more than that of B, then B's salary is less than A's by. Now let us assume that the B's salary is 100. Then A's salary is 150% of A as per the question, which is equal to 150. Now B's salary is less than A's by 150 minus 100 by 150 into 100, which is equal to 50 by 150 into 100, which is equal to 33 1 by 3%. So the answer is option number 4. Next question. A and B are 20 kilometers apart. A can walk at an average speed of 4 kilometers per hour and B at 6 kilometers per hour. If they start walking towards each other at 7 am, when will they meet again? Now let us assume that A and B walk for t hours. So the distance walked by A is given by the speed into time, which is 4 into t, 4t kilometers. Similarly, distance walked by B is equal to 6 into t, which is 6t kilometers. Now as they are walking in the opposite direction, total distance covered by A and B is equal to 20 kilometers. Therefore, we can equate these two. 4t plus 6t is equal to 20 and 10t is equal to 20. This implies t is equal to 2 hours. Now it is given that they started at 7 am. Therefore, they will meet again at 9 am. The answer is option number 3. This sum can also be done by the concept of relative speed, where the relative speed is 10 kilometers per hour and the distance is 20 kilometers. Therefore, the time is 2 hours. Okay, next question. A policeman starts to chase a thief. When the thief goes 10 steps, the policeman moves 8 steps. 5 steps of policeman is equal to 7 steps of thief. Now, what is the ratio of the speeds of policeman and thief? It is given that 5 steps of police is equal to 7 steps of thief. Therefore, 1 step of police is equal to 7 by 5 steps of thief. Now it is given that when the thief goes 10 steps, the policeman moves 8 steps. So let us consider the 8 steps of policeman. That is equal to 8 into 7 by 5 steps of thief, which is equal to 56 by 5. Now the ratio of speeds is equal to 56 by 5 is to 10, which is equal to 56 is to 50. On simplification gives 28 is to 25. The answer is option number 3. Next question. In a mathematics examination, the numbers scored by 5 candidates are 5 successive odd integers. If their total marks is 185, what is the highest score? Now let us assume that the marks obtained are x, x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6 and x plus 8, as it is given that the marks are 5 successive odd integers. Now the total marks are equal to x plus 2 plus x plus 4 plus x plus 6 plus x plus 8, which is given as 185. So this implies 5x plus 20 is equal to 185. On solving, x is equal to 33. Now we are asked to find the highest score, which is equal to x plus 8, which is equal to 33 plus 8, which is 41. The answer is option number 3. Next question. In 2 successive years, 80 and 60 students of a school appeared at the final examination, of which 60% and 80% passed respectively. What is the average rate of students passed? Now it is given that the total number of students appeared is equal to 80 plus 60, which is equal to 140. Now the number of students passed in the first one is 60% of 80, which is equal to 60 by 100 into 80. In the second examination, 80% of 60 students passed, which is equal to 80 by 100 into 60. On adding these, the total number of students passed is equal to 48 plus 48, which is equal to 96. Now the average rate of students passed is equal to 96 by 140 into 100, which is equal to 480 by 7. On simplification gives 68.4 by 7%. The answer is option number 2. Okay friends, let's continue with the remaining questions in the next part of the series. Thank you for watching the video. Feel free to write to us for any further queries at prmrau@gmail.com.